My name is Sean Michael Campbell. What's your excuse? My earliest conscious memory was at the age of 2.5, and I remember laying in a hospital bed, watching my mother and my grandmother cry ferociously, because this doctor just told them that they were going to have to give this little baby boy insulin shots for the rest of his life. That he would be lucky to live to the age of 25. I'll be 41 this year. And that he would probably lose his legs, go blind, experience kidney failure, heart disease. And it was a pretty traumatic moment. I remember feeling incredibly defeated. I remember feeling conquered, and I remember feeling angry about this. Three major facets of diabetic thinking subconsciously. They also told my parents that I would go through this stage called diabetic denial. I mean, they were programming me for the issues right off the get-go. Defeat, control, anger, denial, and immediately addiction becomes a facet because your body becomes addicted to this foreign substance called insulin shots. And the mind does amazing things with its beliefs. So the journey continues. Incredibly angry child, very loved, very supported, feeling completely controlled, realizing that I'm trying to control everything, realizing that I have no control, thus feeding the anger. It's just snowballing into the experience of the life. So the journey continues, and when I was 24 years old, I went blind, literally within a month, completely blind. That was an eye-opening experience. At age 30, the kidney failure started. By the time I was 32, they started talking about amputation. I had bleeding ulcers on my legs, open sores that never healed. When I was 34 years old, I remember feeling helpless to a repetitive thought in my mind that I was a dead man walking. And my doctors were telling me that I would be starting dialysis within a month. My kidneys were shot. I was in renal failure. They figured that they would probably have to start taking parts of my feet and legs within a year. But their honest opinion was that they thought I would probably be lucky if my heart made it another day. You know, they have a standard test they do for diabetics, a blood panel, and they have a heart attack risk assessment on there, and 0 to 4 is the average range. If you're at 0.7, you need medication, you need to change your life. Mine was like 5.9. You know, the prognosis was not good. So what I found myself was in a very interesting situation, and I incredibly defeated my whole life. This was the height of defeat for me. And I got out of bed one morning, and my wife of 13 years told me she was leaving. And so I had manifested my worst fear, which was raising my children alone. She left me and my children while I was dying. And I got mad at God. I got really mad at the universe, and I said, you better fix this, and you better fix it now. I don't recommend that, but it worked. I met Vienna Steibel a week later. My nephews were dating her daughters and coming into the reality of it, and they kept telling me, you got to come see this lady, man. Maybe she can help you. And I was like, I don't believe in that stuff. No. Well, you know, I just happened to be over there one day, and I was just memorized by her presence. And she walks up to me and she puts her hand on my shoulder like she does with many of us. And the feeling that overcame me was incredible. I felt like I was hugged by every loving mother on the planet at once. And she looked at me and she says, honey, I think your blood sugar's high, around 300. You might want to go check that. I'm just standing there blown away, not realizing what happened. I run out to my truck, I check my blood sugar, and it was 308. Well, denial being a facet of diabetes, oh, that was just luck, you know, whatever. But for the next 2 weeks, I could not get the thought of this woman out of my mind. 24/7, I could not stop thinking about Vienna. And And I went back and I talked to Bobby and I said, hey, can I see your mom? Will she do healing on me? She says, yeah, come back tomorrow at 9. She'll be in the morning. So I come back. I was nervous. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that when she touched me, something woke up inside me and I wanted more. It felt good. It felt safe. It felt like love that I'd never felt. So she comes strolling in, and this lady just looks exhausted to me, and I'm starting to feel bad, thinking, no, she's too tired. You know, she doesn't have to do this for me. Well, I'm trying to run from the healing I just asked for, right? I see this all in retrospect, but she takes me into her room and sits me down and talks to me for a minute. And she's kind of doing some stretches and getting ready for the day, and she just reaches out and grabs my hands and goes into, at the time, what I thought sounded kind of like a chant. And in the moment, I really honestly can't remember a lot of what she said, but I know the word love and forgiveness and joy was mentioned in that. And I just felt this amazing energy come through me, into me. I started to tremble inside. It was amazing. And so that went on for a minute or two, and she got up and says, well, I got to get to work, honey, you know, enjoy your day, pretty much is what she said. And she left the room, and I got up, and I couldn't hardly stand. I mean, it really was an amazing experience. By the time I got maybe 40 feet from where I was sitting, I started to tear. And that was difficult for me because I was taught that big boys don't cry, men don't cry, they don't show their emotions, but I was crying. But the odd thing for me is that I felt joy. I was crying joy. By the time I got to the front door, I was just a blithering idiot in tears, just bawling, sobbing joy. It was mind-blowing. I get in my truck, fire it up, head down the road, get about 1/8 of a mile, and I had to pull over. I could not physically think enough to drive, and I cried for 20 minutes, pure joy. Thank you for that moment, Vianna. It woke me up. It started my healing. 2 days later, when my feet hit the ground and I came back to earth, I could remember her telling me that not only could I do this, but anyone could if they wanted to. And I went back and I started to study theta healing. I wanted to heal. I wanted to live. I had 2 beautiful, amazing daughters, and I wanted to be there for them. I wanted to see them get married, graduate high school, have children. I wanted to grow old and experience life for the first time in my life. And so the diabetes that was a journey to love began. I've studied theta healing for 7 years now, and I will tell you that 95% of all diabetic side effects are gone. My feet are ticklish. With prescription, I see 20/20 vision. My kidneys are perfect. That story's going to blow your mind. In the beginning, in the beginning of my healing, so much in an addictive thinking pattern that I didn't know what else to do, but I'd been taught how to put this light, this love, this energy into anything, and I was addicted to soda pop. It was killing my kidneys because the doctors told me so. But the only thing I could do, because I still was in a state of helplessness or being the victim, is I would bless every can of soda, and I was still drinking a 6 or 12 pack a day to heal my kidneys. I hadn't done much belief work. I hadn't had many healings, and within 3 months I had perfectly functioning kidneys. My adrenals had straightened out and my thyroid was perfect. It was the power of belief. It wasn't the Dr. Pepper, it was the power of belief. But it was that power of belief going in to this inanimate, unhealthy substance that healed my body, and I was beginning to learn to love God, to believe in myself. And it continues. So if you get clients with type 1 diabetes, start with defeat. Control and anger are huge issues. Denial, feeling conquered, helplessness, and addiction. Those are the beliefs that I've cleared. And I am that close to a complete healing. Positive mental attitude is huge. Retrain your brain to think health, love, abundance, and you'll experience that. Your thoughts are so powerful. Your mind is so brilliant. And if you can think it to the point that you believe it, it will become your reality. Everything that's happened to me is impossible in the medical world, and my doctors are just scratching their head. They're not quite ready to hear how I've gone about it, but they do tell me to keep doing whatever it is that I'm doing. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you can do it, you can teach your clients and your students to do it. There are, 70 people in this room, give or take? What we're doing here now is changing the world. What happens if you teach 70, and they teach 70, and the domino continues? So we can eradicate this disease of diabetes. We can help people be free from cancer, from lupus, from anything that ails you. It's all a result of our thinking. We just didn't realize what we were thinking. So be honest with yourself. Begin to know who you are. Live a present life. Be present in the moment. You only truly ever live the now. Does tomorrow really ever come? It does on a calendar, it does on a clock, but is it not truly only and always right now? So worrying about yesterday or freaking out about next week really doesn't do you any good. It creates stress. And we're finding that stress can create all kinds of illness. What time is it? It's now. Where am I? I'm here. Who am I? I am this moment. It's really simple. Because if you can be present, you'll start to find the beauty that's in your life. And if you can acknowledge and have gratitude for what you have, what's in your immediate reality right now, the universe will bless you in abundance beyond your wildest dreams. Health becomes easy. Money, it's just energy. How do you want to live your life? Change your thinking. Get to DNA 3 and realize the importance of I have plenty. And believe it, and then you will live it. And then it's easy to believe. Do you guys have any questions about type 1 diabetes?
So did you get help with blood sugar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my blood sugars are way better. I found that if I eat basically vegan, I don't take any insulin. I have personally found that wheat wreaks havoc in my body. So I don't eat much bread. But she's right. When you're in that full swing of diabetes, you crave sugar like you wouldn't believe. The very thing that is going to wreak havoc on your body. Candy bars, cinnamon rolls, breads, sugar pops. And that's the victimization or the helplessness or the feeling conquered of diabetes. And so you just, the defeat kicks in, screw it, I'm going to eat it. This disease is going to kill me anyway, so I'm going to do what I want. Oh, there's the denial. And it just keeps feeding itself and growing until eventually you die from the disease. Or you meet an amazing, loving human being that never gave up on me, and I thank you for that. Because I know I've been difficult. But she taught me to never give up.
So my question is, tell them what your medicine was, tell them what your medicine is.
I used to take upwards of 100 to 110 units of insulin a day, and I now take about 12. I pretty much eat what I want. The amazing thing is, through the journey of love and joy, I started to nurture myself, and I don't want to eat pie anymore. I want to love myself with food. So that definitely has an effect.
Now you're eating bananas.
Yeah, but the endocrinologist will tell you that pineapple and fruit will raise your blood sugar and make you take a massive shot. I actually drink a shake every morning that's pineapple, apple, ginger, and carrot, which in the old days would have taken 15 or 20 unit shot, and it actually lowers my blood sugar. Yes, I do bless it.
Interesting.
So I thank you for your time.
Did you tell them you are married? You have the love of your life?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't.
Ah.
That's part of the journey and joy.
Do any of your kids have
Oh no.
His was, when I heal my diabetes, I'll find my soulmate. And I said, I think you're trying to avoid finding your soulmate.
I was scared of love. It had felt defeated my whole life, but I changed that. I created a list, 4 pages long. Universe, bring this relationship, this beautiful woman to me. And I used belief work to become the list. I met her 3.5 years later. You guys want to hear the really cool part? Her list matched mine verbatim. It was the same list. The law of attraction is real.
And then what about, you have a child, you have a baby girl.
Yes. A year before I met Donna, I realized how much I was complicating my life with manifesting. I realized that I truly could manifest with thought things into my life, and that I was really complicating it. And I had a moment with the Creator one day, and I said, I just want joy. I accept only joy in every facet of my life, in my work, in my relationships, and so on and so forth. Bring me joy. Well, when Donna and I met, we're pushing 40, and we had the talk, and we didn't want kids. We had 4 together. And we were doing everything according to the world to not have a baby. The Creator had a bigger plan for me, but I remembered that I surrendered what joy could be for me to God, and it brought me Aubriana. And she has been the most incredible joy of my life. I'm old enough, wise enough, and alive enough to want to spend this time nurturing and growing something. See, when I was younger, I was caught up in what the world taught me a father was, and I missed all that. And I've been there every day with her. And honestly, that's the greatest gift of my life thus far, is that child. And it just continues. We're manifesting an amazing business. You know, I'm creating a theta healing business. It's my passion. It's what I am born to do. It's why I came here, and I know that. And I'm like, Creator, just bring me a little honey. You know, we were struggling, so of course doing belief work all along the way, but you know, to my amazement, when I asked for honey as a metaphor, the universe stuck me in the beehive. But not just in the beehive, right next to the queen bee. And I am so grateful for that. The queen bee never stings. Did you know that? I couldn't ask for a more blessed life, but I will. Because the love that exists for me, because of me, from God, from that Creator, is infinite. So don't manifest for a little thing. Manifest for everything. You can have it. I'm living proof.
Yeah.
Thank you.